name is Caitlin. I've been training at Shelby Trained for a little over 3 years, and I started because I have chronic pain from issues and an injury, an old injury from when I was a high school athlete. Yeah, so I had a personal trainer all through high school and some of college because I was an athlete. And I would say the difference between doing a program like that and doing something like this is probably how particular the programs are. So everything is really tailored to what your needs are. You know, you set goals that are your own individual goals. So when I first started, it was I would like to move, lift a laundry basket, get through a whole month without having my pain flare up. They were very small goals. Now they're bigger goals, which is great. I've come a long way, but I've never had that before. It was always just, here are the exercises we do. They are exactly the same program as, the person next to you, and just kind of make it work. The other biggest difference is the trainers here are so particular about your form. Everything has to be done just the right way. And I think that makes the biggest difference, so that you're not lifting weight that's too much for you in a way that's not safe for your body. So I think for me, that's huge, because anyone can lift a weight, but if you're not doing it right and you just keep doing it wrong, it's not helping. The accountability, so being forced to have to come here 2 days a week has helped a lot. I wouldn't normally have done that on my own. And then of course, just finding, functionality again in my body and being able to do everyday things like set a cup of coffee down and not throw my back out has obviously been a big life change for me. I think the thing that's surprised me the most is how not only have I, found functionality again, but I've gotten stronger top to bottom. I mean, just able to ski better than I skied before, and play volleyball again, and be a better coach for high school students. And I think I wasn't expecting it to just come from 2 days a week, and it really has made a big difference in my life. I like that it's flexible, that if I go on vacation where I have access to even just some open space or a gym, that I can log into a meeting at any one of the times they have available and still be able to get my workout in and not have to skip whole weeks in a row. So that's been really, really helpful to maintain consistency. I think that once I realized that this worked, and that I was really buying into the program and seeing the results for myself, still having flare-ups, but being able to recover so quickly, it was really clear to me that it was worth it. And so I started pushing first my husband. Now he's here, and he's said he's playing hockey better than he ever has before, and just feeling great. And then my mom is here often. She's definitely here more than I am now. It took a little convincing, but once she bought into it, it's made such a huge difference. She feels so much more confident. And then now my daughter's here. So, we're just kind of all bought in at this point, but it really does make a big difference, just physically, to be able to go through life with more mobility and more just strength, and it just feels a lot easier. And so I think it was important for me to share it with as many people as I could in my life. I think for anyone who thinks it's too intense, or it's not for them, or it's only for young people, or only for athletes, definitely are not seeing the potential for growth. The reality is that I think anyone can train like an athlete, but what's great about here is they start you in a place where you will be comfortable. And a lot of times, at least for me, the first month, I don't even think a single bead of sweat formed, right? Because it was all about, am I functioning? Am I lifting properly? Is my form good? Is my mobility okay? And really taking the time to take into account that I was not strong enough yet in the ways I needed to be successful for my goals. So the program for me started very, very slow. It wasn't until a year or two in where, I was really starting to see how much stronger I'd become, and I didn't even realize it. I started out, not really lifting any weights at all, and then all of a sudden a year in, I'm lifting things going, wait a minute, that has double digits. So I think that's probably the biggest thing is understanding that the program will always meet you where you're starting and will grow with you as you continue to improve. And that for me was huge. That's what I needed. I'm young, so I didn't want to start where I was, stay there, and just live there. I wanted to continue to improve.